I bought a book called Paradoxes, 100 Philosophical Paradoxes, from Achilles to Zeno, Gareth Southwell. The back of it reads, Welcome to the perplexing world of the paradoxical. Paradoxes unveils how weird the world of thought can be. Divided into 8 mind-bending chapters, it takes you on a fascinating journey from the counterintuitive to the downright absurd. On the way, it will introduce you to such topics as impossible objects, how to expect the unexpected, and the trouble with time travel. Packed with thought experiments, real-life examples, and exercises for you to try. Paradoxes is a book that will change the way you perceive everything around you. It also introduces you to some of the great names in the field of paradoxes, from ancient Greek philosophers to Albert Einstein. Probably shouldn't read the table of contents. Sure, why not? What is a paradox? Page 6. Knowing and believing, page 10. Vagueness and identity, page 36. Logic and truth, page 58. Mathematical paradoxes, 78. Probability paradoxes, 102. Space and time, 124. Impossibilities, 144. Deciding and acting, 172. Index of philosophers, 196. Index, 200. References, 202. Credits, 208. What is a paradox? In writing this book about paradoxes, our intention has been to intrigue, baffle. Hold on, let me get some more caffeine in my system. Drink soda pop responsibly. Baffle, delight, inform, perplex, entertain, and irritate the living hell out of you. That's pretty much what my channel is. I'm just irritating everyone. Like I said, the introduction I've really got at this point is it's a combination of 2 other introductions. Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital worlds. Well, welcome and good evening, you wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. I make comedy videos, let's play videos, and that's predominantly what the main thing I do. But I also make videos where I do terrible karaoke, where I talk about books I buy, sometimes it's hentai, where I read things like this, where I vent sometimes about stuff that bothers me, or just go off on tangents, or just whatever random bullshit pops my mind. But in general, yes. Heck, there's also a thing out there called the Lunar Aparte paradox, which I've talked about before. Hell, you could probably just type Lunar Paradox, and, well, both of those things would actually apply to a lot of videos. Anyway, back to annoying everyone. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm annoying everyone. So, I hope everyone out there is having a good day, though. Paradoxically, it may even do all of these things. As you read through these pages, you'll grapple with some of the biggest ideas of all time. Yeah, there are some interesting pictures in this book. Sadly, I can't show them to you. But I do recommend buying this book. It's called Paradoxes, 100 Philosophical Paradoxes from Achilles to Zeno by Gareth Southwell. It's like $10. It's pretty good. You'll grapple with some of the biggest ideas of all time and become acquainted with some of history's greatest thinkers. Don't worry, though. No previous understanding is necessary to enjoy this book, nor do you have to be a math genius to understand the chapters on mathematical and probability paradoxes. The aim is that both those who are more or less familiar with the field of philosophy should be entertained, frustrated in equal measure. If you've never picked up a philosophy book before in your life, it may even inspire you to delve into the worlds of philosophers, such as Plato, Aristotle, Descartes, and David Hume for yourself. This is like the listen to Lunar D8 be the most boring person to read. What makes a paradox? In the everyday sense of the word, a paradox is a statement that appears self-contradictory or opposed to common sense. That's my entire existence. That's my personality summed up in one. Heck, if you were to describe my personality is what would happen if you took the Dragon Ball Z Potara fusion of Astolfo and Jack Hanma. That's me. Which wouldn't be so bad if my physical appearance wasn't the Potara fusion of Cthulhu and Skeletor. So, but hey, it is what it is. I'm essentially Chrono from Soul Eater. Just slightly more rambunctious, I guess? I don't know. But yeah. Self-contradictory or opposed to common sense. Yep, that's me. In this loose sense of the word, we can think of more or less any surprising conclusion, or perhaps anything that contradicts our intuition as being a form of paradox. I don't know. I played this one Dungeons and Dragons game once. The DM had us all start in a room with a dead body. It was a zombie, but we didn't know it was a zombie. They asked what I'd do, and I decided to. Like everyone was searching the corpse for stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna take its arm. So I ripped the arm off. The zombie woke up, and then beat it to death with the arm. I'm also spitting all over this book for some reason. Well, let's take another drink, I guess. You're so fucking hyper by the end of this book. On a side note, I probably won't read this whole book in one part because you guys know how long it is. We read the table of contents together. You guys were there for that. I don't know if you remember, but we were all there for that. It was a few minutes ago. In this loose sense of the word, we can think of more or less any surprising conclusion, or perhaps anything that contradicts our intuition as being a form of paradox. If, however, you're in search of a more philosophical definition, it's hard to beat the British philosopher R.M. It says Sainsbury, but it was my first instinct to say Salisbury. I think I'm going to go to like IHOP later and get an omelet. Yay, breakfast. Statement that a paradox is an apparently unacceptable conclusion derived by apparently acceptable reasoning from apparently acceptable premises. For the purpose of this book, we'll adopt a definition that's somewhere between the two, and say that a paradox is an absurd, contradictory, or counterintuitive conclusion derived from apparently valid reasoning. This is a book on I feel like everything that was just said applies to me as a person. Then again, I'm a failure of a person, so yay me, I guess. Yay for accepting reality. Fuck. Son of a bitch. Many of the paradoxes in this book have serious implications, serious in the sense of being philosophically, mathematically, or scientifically important. But we hope not serious in the sense of being dry, or dull. A number of these paradoxes, such as the spoof proofs, see, I know it's supposed to be an abbreviation for pages, but it says pp.80-81. Or the missing dollar riddle, see pp.82-83. This is like in the Mega Man Let's Play. I'm doing a Mega Man 11 Let's Play, and I decided to abbreviate the word segment as segs. You know, S-E-G-G-S. I know that's not the correct abbreviation, but I thought it was funnier that way. And I just liked to, I just wanted to use it. But it's just like, your abbreviation for pages is PP? Whatever. I'm not in a place to judge. I mean, literally, I was just giving an example of how I am literally worse than the person I would criticize. It's not really criticism, this is just the way I think in my mind, and I'm just saying it out loud for all of you. So, yay, sharing circle! It was then that Lunar D8 went off on a long tangent about Brad Pitt and Jim Carrey and stuff. That'll make sense if you actually watch the half-hour-long video called Daniel Stern Bullet Train. So I'll give you a moment to pause this video and go watch that half-hour-long video right now. I'm trying to remember how the Tetris theme goes. I could hum that right now. I can't. But there is a game in Yu Hakusho called 3-7. It's like Tetris, but with math. Where was I? In fact, they're not even paradoxes in the strictest sense of the word, though they do fit our rather loose definition, in that their absurd conclusions are derived from apparently valid reasoning. Purists may be scandalized to find them here, but they're too much fun to leave out. So what else might you find within these pages? Well, one example is the Italian scientist Galileo. Very simple and succinct proof that there are fewer square numbers, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and so on, than there are natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. At the same time, he gave an almost identical proof that there are just as many squares as naturals. Check out Galileo's paradox, CPP 89-80. I am trying so hard not to make any sort of lewd joke right now, which, if this is the very first video you've ever seen by me, I'm sorry. This is a terrible first impression. And secondly, if you have seen other videos, you probably understand the lewd joke. Joke? I'm joking about jokes? I'm making fun of myself making fun of myself? I'm just an asshole. I should just go fuck myself. I mean, that still counts as being mean to myself. I don't know. I have a Twitter. I started that Twitter back in April when I heard Elon Musk was buying it. And I occasionally popped on there sometimes. But here this past week, like for a couple months, I just sort of forgot it existed. Which I'll probably do that again at some point. Like no guarantees I'll ever stay steady with actually checking out Twitter. But this past week, I've been popping on Twitter a lot. And it's kind of addictive. Is social media addictive? Guys, let me know in the comments. Is social media addictive? Is that a thing is that a thing you can be addicted to? Because it's just like, every time you even try to scroll, like it keeps saying, oh, these people tweeted. And it's like there's more new tweets coming in faster than I can read them. So, yeah. So, I forget what we were talking about. Something about, I don't know. I'm lost. I don't. Yeah, I don't remember why I brought that up. Just I've been on there a bit. I don't know. I'll have to like listen to this video or something to. I don't know what we're talking about anymore. I'm holding a book about paradoxes, and I'm like, I feel like we've gotten off topic. The topic is paradoxes. So, yeah, I'm sorry, I got a little confused. You'll see his reasoning can't be followed in either case. So Galileo demonstrated the natural numbers have outnumbers the squares, and he also demonstrated that they don't. That's what you call a paradox. Here's another example. In the 5th century BCE, Zeno of Elea, not of Dragon Ball Super, came up with a very elegant proof that the swiftest athlete can never overtake the slowest moving tortoise. 128 to 129. Of course, we know that this is absurd. Athletes can clearly overtake tortoises. Yet, spotting the flaw in Zeno's argument is notoriously difficult. So much so that people are still arguing about it 2,500 years later. In short, paradoxes you'll encounter are many and varied. From game show puzzles that have surprising solution to major discoveries that have changed the world. How to read this book? Well, if you're Lunar D8, apparently the way you read this book is by just randomly going off topic, even though you have a book. You just sit and you read the book, and that's what you're supposed to do. Instead, you just sort of... Yeah, like I said, I'm the cringiest place on the internet. How do I do that? By being myself. But hey, at least I never have to really worry about having viewers or anything. By just being myself, I'll scare everyone away. This is not a book to read past... Oh! Fuck. Sorry. Started to choke on my laughter. Fuck. Fuck. Sorry about that. I had to blow my nose. Probably should have taken the headset off my head for that, but... Oh, fuck, I'm lightheaded. I've had a cough for the past about month or so. Granted, before that, fuck. I still appreciated the good laugh, I just sort of kept choking and then not being able to breathe. Taking another sip of this drink. Anyway, I just got done bitching at myself for when it said the title, like, how to read this book, and I'm like, oh, not like Lunar D8, and this is like, and then the very next line is, this is not a book to read passively. The more you engage with the text, the more fun you will have, and the more easily understood the problems will become. But it's just like I bitched at myself for saying, yeah, you should not read this book the way I am, because not only am I becoming distracted and going off on tangents, but I'm becoming overly engaged in the book. I'm not like, I was just criticized, like, yeah, Any normal person would just be reading this book passively. They would just be a fucking narrator. Like, essentially a fucking glorified text-to-speech bot. But me, I'm like, I can't focus on... I swear I do not have ADHD. I do not have ADHD. Nothing wrong with people having ADHD, but I do not have ADHD. Granted, I do admit, listening to the Daniel Stern Bullet Train video, it really does sound like I have a... Like, I could see how someone could make the argument. I see that. It's a half hour of me trying to do a movie review of Bullet Train with Brad Pitt, and I talk about easily 200 plus subjects. So I can see that, but I'm not. Like, nothing wrong with you having ADHD, but I do not. I do not have ADHD. Do not. I'm pointing at the screen. I don't know what difference that makes, but I'm sure you guys can see it. Or at least you feel it in your souls. What does that sound like? That's from some cartoon from the 80s. Shit, I can't remember that. No. You're thinking about a manga called Dirty Pair, and that's hentai. Maybe I'll buy that one day. I would rather get the Slayers light novel, though. Like I said, I'll just keep taking more vitamin C. The cough will eventually go away. Fuck. But yeah, it's like I was just saying, like, yeah, like a normal person would just read this book passively. But me, I'm being overly engaged, and the very next line is like, this is not a book to be read passively. The more you engage with the text, the more fun you will have. I'm like, I'm having fun. I just keep choking. Oh, God. Why is everything a sexual joke? Seriously, it's like, oh, I'm having fun, but except for the choking. It's like, and no, I'm not making a, hand around throat reference when it comes to sex. That's actually a little, I don't like the whole violence stuff. But I'm making a joke about blowjobs. I'm making a joke about blowjobs. It's like you're having fun, but except for the choking. It's kind of like Maple from the BOFURI anime, Bovary. It's like when she goes to her first public competition, wins third place. They're like, "Oh, what'd you think of it?" Like, well, I took a pounding, but it was a lot of fun. And then she realizes how that sounds, and it's like, oh. There was something earlier that was saying something. There was some part in this book, or was it when I made the video about me buying the hentai from the bookstore next to the mall, which I posted like an hour or something before this? I don't know. Or was it during the Mega Man video? It's like, on the one hand, I make lewd jokes because I'm trying to get a laugh out of people and because I think they're funny. And two, a lot of times I just sort of walk into... Fucking hell, God. So I can't stop making the sexual jokes. And people be like, well, it's like, is it wrong to objectify people? Like, well, yeah, of course you shouldn't objectify people. But you can make jokes about stuff. Like, I wouldn't mind if I was objectified. I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind being called cute and sexy and handsome and stuff like that. Oh, right, that reminds me of Twitter! Yes, I remember! We did it, guys! Lunar DA actually remembered a previous fucking subject of what caused a tangent shift. I finally fucking remembered, and we didn't even have a fucking floating whiteboard with Tinkerbell writing down the list to show me where the fuck I came from on this train wreck of a fucking thought process. I swear my mind is like a fucking train, and there's 8 different train tracks. I can't stay on any of them. Reminds me that there's a horror game called Choo Choo Charles coming out at some point. I'll probably want to give that a try. But, oh, you guys remember the Latin course for Sephiroth? There was a VTuber. He was, she. I don't even remember I've been on so much of Twitter recently, everything's a fucking blur. Oh my god, everyone's blurring together. I can't differentiate one person from another at this moment in my memory. Like, I've literally, like, apparently there's also a follow limit on Twitter. I've been following, like, follow, click, 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 click. Like, okay, maybe I should, like, try to avoid being on Twitter for a moment. Because, like I said, I went a couple months and just forgot Twitter existed. And then I hop back on it, and it's like, is social media addictive? Which is kind of a concern, because I am a very, very, very addictive personality. Then again, I have a fascination with stories and music and art and all sorts. For example, I was playing the SCP Containment Breach game, and I kept seeing posters on the wall in the game with words, and I'm like, I want to stop and read them. I got a giant super peanut vagina monster chasing me, but he's made out of concrete and rebar and some spray paint and stuff. But there's posters with words, and I want to read everything. It'd be like a library. It'd be the worst place for me to be. It's like you're surrounded by so many books you want to read. It'd be like, wow, everything's so stressful, but overwhelming, but awesome. Also, we were about to walk into another sexual joke about me saying it'd be a fucking turn on. No, we will not stoop that low to making a sexual joke. I think we already crossed that line. Potentially. Anyway, there was somebody saying, like, hey, what do you think about this VTuber design, this new design? And I'm like, that looks awesome. You could be the next Final Fantasy boss. Final boss. Like Sephiroth, but sexier. And then you'd have the Latin chorus, just like Sephiroth. Alright, I remember that person's name. Sunny. Yeah. Which is kind of funny, because there was a Sunny character in the Fallout New Vegas game I played a little bit, like, was it a week ago? I don't remember. Fuck you, time! It's like I'm holding a middle finger at some fucking, like, fuck you, physics! Right in your gravity hole! Okay, don't get too off topic, because I need to still remember the thing where the original Titanic came from, which is slipping away. I feel it. I remember it. But we're holding off on that. I'm going to leave it off on this imaginary shelf over here. There's nothing here. There's a little dresser that's like 2 foot tall below it, but I'm reaching up 2 feet in the air above it. But yeah, the Latin chorus was like, bells, frogs, big cherries, Tinker Bell, ham and cheese, Sunny Roth. Sunny Roth. Or I was like, what if it was like a Resident Evil style game? And like, it works with any VTuber. Like, imagine that any of the VTubers, like, say Zen, or Shy Lily, or Yuzu, or Tricky. What if there was a game where you're running away from them, but when they catch you, they give you hugs and head pats and positive reinforcement, and just tell you that, yay, head pats and hugs, and says nice things, you know? But yeah, the thing that originally brought me on the tangent to Twitter, I remember what it is. It's like, we're all going to have a fucking party. Lunar D8 actually remembered, like, he was able to actually go back and figure out what the fuck happened to his line of thought. But yeah, there's like, I have been on Twitter so much this past week, which again, I don't know. Is social media addictive? Because like I said, I have an addictive personality, which means it's really, really good that I have never done drugs. Because I can have a bit of an addictive personality, and I can sometimes, if I do become interested in something, I may be slightly obsessive. Or says the man who's made 2,000 plus videos that are still on YouTube. A few have been taken down. And of course, there's 60 plus videos that I make, and that I just never ever uploaded. Mainly because well, those are the videos where I became way too emotional or some shit. I'm just saying, I'm sorry I'm weird, and I'm boring. I can't help it, it's who I am. I can't express myself normally in the real world because that would be not socially acceptable. But I can do it here and be the most cringy person here on the internet. In real life, it's just like, okay, your life is you must be stoic and not express emotions. and you must adapt to the social changes around you so you don't, you know, I don't know. I got bullied a lot in school. So it was more so just okay, I don't want to think about that, but anyway. Fuck. I said I'll just take some more vitamin C or some shit. Fuck. What the? No, do not lose track of your train of thought. We wanted to think about the Twitter, something about Twitter. But it's, I have an addictive personality. Like, I'll never stop drinking ice cold Pepsi. And I like some good tasting food. But, yeah, it's a good thing I've never done drugs. Because I have a very addictive personality. And heck, anytime I've actually had a relationship, I tend to be very, very affectionate as well. So, but then I'm probably just have an addiction to affection and head pats and hugs and just nice things, I guess. Had an overabundance of the negative stuff in the past. Heck, at one point, just got to the point I just got used to the idea, yep, every day is going to be consistent of being punched in the face. Yay, me! Yeah. But, yeah. Fuck. Shit. Oh, well. But yeah, the Twitter thing, like, I have an addictive personality. So like I said, the past week, I've been clicking on Twitter quite a bit. Apparently there's also a follow limit. You're only allowed to follow so many people at a time. Also, at one point, Twitter did give me a warning because I shared Futanari. And Twitter was like, no, bad. And I'm like, but other people shared it. It was okay with them. Why do you care? Great, at least all the other stuff I shared was either wholesome, or at least it has the little hidden thing so that you don't see the picture unless you click you want to view it. But yeah. Right, the Twitter thing. Yeah, the past week I've been on Twitter a lot. So is social media addictive? But yeah, I kept seeing these posts where these people were wearing these shirts called "Bully Me, I'll Come." Like the shirts would literally say, and the post would be like, "Bully me and I'll come." And I'm like, I'm the opposite of that. Like, I feel like I'm never gonna have merch because, like I said, this is not a business for me. I just like rambling on my computer. I just need people to talk to and want to talk to people, and I just think Let's Plays are awesome. I just want to talk because I want to. That's it. I don't want anything else out of this. I just want to be able to ramble at the computer and have random people on the internet be like, what the fuck is going on in this video? And I'm like, I don't know either. I don't have a plan. Don't have a script. It's just I hit record and I say whatever the fuck pops in my head. Right now, I went straight to another sexual joke. I said, say whatever pops in my head. And I'm like, I really want to get head right now. Then again, if I had a Futanari girlfriend, I'd be giving it as well. Same with head pats and hugs. Lots of cuddles. Dairy Queen's nice. I probably shouldn't go there so often. I'm getting fatter. Aww. Because I look down at my gut and feel sad. I'm chubby. Aww. I was just imagining bunnies hopping around. That's adorable. Though I imagine if I were to ever get a pet bunny, I'd have to be very careful about that. Because there's things like books about how to actually care for a bunny, and even then it's I don't think I would be the best caretaker, really, of the bunny. Sorry, I don't even have a picture of a bunny here. I'm just staring off to space, imagining bunnies being adorable and moving a blanket around and just being cute and making little noises and being, oh, they're so adorable. So, But yeah, the Twitter thing. I have a very addictive personality. But yeah, as I was scrolling through the Twitter, perhaps a lot, sometimes listening to things. Heck, I went to floor 9,000 in the Binding of Isaac Repentance, the Infinite Basements seed. I am trying to get to floor 1 million. I'm going to post a video when I make it to floor 28,000, which is the power level Vegeta was when he first fought Goku. And I'm going to post a video when I get 90,000, which is a joke that Team 4-Star made, where Vegeta, like, go on, Jace, say it! It's over 90,000! But here's the thing. Since the Roman numerals, the letter M is what stands for 1,000, when I get to floor 1 million, that's 1,000 M's. I'll have 1,000 M's all over the screen. I'm not even sure if my computer or if the Binding of Isaac programming could handle that. Stuff is already not functioning the way it does, and I would usually just listen to, like, air podcast stuff, you know, radio shows and stuff and music, while just playing that. Same way, I might passively listen to certain Let's Plays. Or, I'll do that, but instead of the Binding of Isaac, I was scrolling a lot of Twitter. And a lot of it's just blurred together because I have read so many tweets. So many. And I found it very entertaining. Also, part of that may also be inspired by the fact that until about a week or so ago, I did not know not safe for work stuff was allowed on Twitter. And all of a sudden I've come across that there is a plethora of nudity that I never knew was there. And I was like, oh. And I still remember the very first page I came across where the very first time I saw, you know, porn or hentai on Twitter. And I was like, just casually browse, like, oh, I'll check Twitter again. And I was like, oh, check this out. Huh, it's a new page I came across. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh, view image. Okay, sure. Click. Instantly hard. Just went from being limp to completely fucking erect, already starting to leak. I'm like, well, that turned me on really fast. Probably doesn't help the addictiveness factor. Factorial? That reminds me, there's some people in England doing a Let's Play the Factorial game. It was pretty funny, but it's like, I feel like I would get bored playing the game myself. Then again, I feel like people that don't get bored playing the game probably just sort of become addicted to the game. Getting off topic. Right, the Twitter thing. The bully me or I'll come shirt. Because I saw so many people posting that. That must be a trend recently, I guess. I don't know what started it. I don't know how old it is. But apparently it's like all over Twitter. And I'm like, I'm the opposite. I feel like if I were to ever have merch, which I'm not going to, because honestly it's weird enough. Like, I already have a few more viewers. I have more viewers than I ever thought I ever would, because I would figure that, granted I've made over 2,000 videos, I feel like, people would just ignore my channel because I'm boring. Why would anyone want to listen to me? I'm just some weird random guy who works in a factory who rambles at his computer, who was apparently constantly lonely and horny and thinks about Dairy Queen and ice cream and hungriness and plays video games and goes off on rants and does not have ADHD. Does not. I do not. There's nothing wrong with people that do, but I do not. I do not have ADHD. Do not. I know at one point past, about a year ago, someone suggested, like, oh, you could be autistic. I'm like, I'm not. Besides, I'm too old to test for anything like that. So, I do not. Any of that. Nothing wrong with it, but I'm not. Am not. I think a good way to put it is like, oh, by the way, if you guys ever get a chance, just type in Soul Eater AMV or Chrono Soul Eater AMV or Dr. Stein. There's like hundreds of videos with amazing music. It's awesome. But like I said, I literally could have 1 million fucking subscribers on YouTube. I have no intention of ever fucking partnering with YouTube or having Patreon or any kind of merch or sponsors. I never plan to make a cent off of any of these videos or anything. I just I just want to talk. And heck, to some degree, I am trying to scare off any potential viewers. Because honestly, well, social anxiety, I guess. Which is kind of weird. You shouldn't feel anxious or nervous talking to people. I can still talk to people in public, too, and I have pretty good conversations with them. And I do feel like they're enjoying the conversation. But I'm still like having a constant panic attack that I'm just pretending doesn't exist. It's like I'm just having a nice conversation with people, but inside I'm screaming at all times, wanting to just freak out. But again, there's reasons for that, but still, maybe a little bit odd, but it's just I still will talk to people. Heck, I was that same mall that's next to that bookstore. I went into a Spencer's, and there was a girl there. She was pretty cute. Started talking to her, having a nice casual conversation. And it carried on for about at least 5 minutes. And then, I noticed on one of her hands she had a ring. Now, grandly, I didn't know if she had a husband or a wife. But, so, I just said, oh, I made a casual offhand to that. Oh, you and your spouse would probably like such and such thing. Because we were talking about anime stuff and all that. And so basically let the person oh, okay, I saw the ring. Because I was thinking about trying to ask her out. But, person's already married. I'm oh, okay. But then continued to talk to that person for another 10 minutes. Had a really nice conversation. Talked about all sorts of anime stuff. And apparently, she already knew about Berserk Gluttony, the light novel. She's only read as far as the first 4 volumes. So that's pretty interesting. I tried to avoid spoiling too much on the future stuff, but it was I did suggest that she play the Perfect Apocalypse trilogy. Told her it's awesome. But yeah, we talked for 15 minutes, and it was a nice conversation. I was still kind of having a little bit of a panic attack the whole time, but I'm pretty sure she couldn't notice at all. After that, then I just continued, wandering around the mall, checking out what the different stores are, and deciding if there's anything I wanted to buy. It was basically food, because I'm fat. I don't know. I forget what we're talking. Oh yeah, but like I said, I have no intention of ever having sponsors or merchandise or making a cent. But at least that's a good thing. It means you guys probably don't have to deal with ads unless YouTube just puts them there for some reason. I don't know. I don't see ads, but maybe it's just because what happens when you click on your own videos? I don't know. Do people that put ads on their videos have to watch ads when they're watching their own video? How does that even work? Well, I don't know. Don't care. Like I said, I have no intention of... I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want to make a cent off of it because I don't want this to be a fucking job. You always hear those people being all stressed out about they make a video and they want it to be monetized and they're oh shit, this was held against me for the monetization, so I'm not going to make my money and they're going to pay all the rent. And it's oh no. And they're so stressed. I was I don't want this to be something to stress me out. I do this because it makes me feel better. I like making these videos and playing video games. Even when I'm cussing and screaming at a fucking Mega Man game or Super Meat Boy or Splasher or Thumper, I'm enjoying playing the game. And heck, even if it's a video where I'm venting and talking about feelings that make me super sad and how I'm depressed and have low self-esteem and shit. Well, granted, that's not fun at all, but it makes me feel better. And it makes me feel slightly less sad. And it helps me to go about the rest of my day and my life and be a better functioning part of society. So it makes me feel better. So, and heck, it's always also a morbid curiosity. I want to know if other people feel the same way I do. And granted, it'd be if you have a big room and there's okay, I have horrible depression. You have horrible depression. He has horrible depression. She has horrible depression. We all have horrible depression. Does it help anyone that we know that we all exist and that we're not alone? I don't know if it helps anyone. I don't know if there's any point or purpose to any of it. So, but it is. I can't say what it is other than just the fact that I'm cringy and annoying and boring. Which again, like I said, I don't know why anyone would ever want to listen to me. I am boring and weird. That's a paradox! It's like I'm both something that it's just fuck. I might take another drink. But yeah, if I were to have merch, I imagine one thing it would be a shirt. It'd be a shirt saying, "Praise me and I'll come." Which I don't think it actually works that way either. But it's like I said, I saw that all over Twitter. And that's why I even brought up Twitter to begin with. Because as I was scrolling Twitter, I see all these people with shirts saying, "Bully me and I'll come." It's like, oh, and they'll be like, "Oh, don't bully me, I'll come." And I'm like, what? Because I'm like, it's apparently a meme at this point that's really popular. Because it's everywhere. Or at least the parts of Twitter I visit, I guess. I guess the algorithm's like, you must see this. And I'm like, okay. Thank you, Twitter. Me and my erection would like to view other pages now. Yes, everything's a lewd joke. At all times. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes not. You know, let's just try to jump into another topic. That's... okay, going to try to avoid making lewd jokes. But main point is, yeah, it was just like this thing where it says like a shirt and it says, "Bully me and I'll come." I'm like, well, I'm not judging, but yeah, not my forte. Not my cup of tea. Me, it would be more like, I would like positive attention. I would like praise. I would like compliments. It's kind of like I wouldn't mind if I was out in public and people just sort of randomly told me I was cute. Or handsome. Or I looked strong. Or, complimented me out of the blue. I don't know. Sorry, I got lost in thought considering how impossible that potential reality would be. That's depressing. But yeah, I'm going to say if I were to have merch, it would literally be, "Oh, praise me and I'll come." It's like, don't praise me, I'll come. Or something like that, Sorry. I was imagining hentai gifs of people coming. Don't even have pictures in front of me. I'm just like thinking of it. Trying not to think of it. And get back to talking, but... I told you guys. I'm trying to scare you off. I'm either being myself and just being overly annoying, or I'm literally trying to make my own audience uncomfortable so they will never listen to me ever again. Because partially, the idea of you listening to me in the first place actually is a little scary. Because I have apparently some really bad stage fright. So, but yeah, I've been on Twitter a lot this past week. Though apparently some people... I saw this thing about... I shared some stuff about Van Gogh just because, one, Van Gogh is awesome, and two, it's about, mental health stuff. Because that's the thing, a lot of times his art, is used not only in inspiration of beauty, but also inspiration, to care about, human mental health. Though some people went to the museum and dumped tomato soup all over his paintings, particularly the one with the sunflowers, and I'm like, I almost felt like I was going to have a heart attack when I watched that fucking video. I was like, oh my god. It's like, yeah, it's a picture, but it's more so what it stands for. It's just like, it's horrible. I've never been to that museum. I'd still like to go one day. I don't know. Never even been to Europe. Probably never will be. Am I missing out on anything cool? Is there anything fun or cool? Just happy? I don't know. Sorry. I think I engaged too much with... We're on page 7. And the words didn't even start until... I'm struggling with pages. Oh my god. You must be kidding. There is. We started on page 6. It's been nearly an hour. And I've barely read almost 2 pages. Oh my god. It's just like, we started on page 6. We're on page 7. Fuck. Son of a bitch. Taking our drink. That's so fucking dumb. Okay. On a side note, liquids shouldn't go down that pipe. When you drink, fluid is supposed to go down the pipe to your stomach, not the other one. There's 2 pipes. We had a 50-50% chance of doing it right. We fucked it up. Fuck. Okay. I'm going to take a moment not to drink anything, and then I'm going to try not to drown. Air goes in the pipe to the lungs. Food and liquids go in the pipe to the bag full of acid. Why am I thinking about Happy Tree Friends now? I don't know, this is kind of the theme. I don't know. Let's get back to this. The more you... How to read this book. This is not a book to be read passively. The more you engage with the text, the more fun you will have. Fucking goddamn it. I might as well say it. You guys are probably wondering. It's like the more you engage with the text, the more fun you have. The harder you suck that cock, the more fun you will have. The more you motorboat those giant titties, the more fun you will have. The more you head pat the wholesome, cute, say-so VTuber, the more fun you will have. The more you drink your drink and apparently fail basic motor movement, the more fun you'll have as your lungs cough up apparently caffeine. Apparently caffeine is not a suitable replacement for oxygen. Hey, I did it right this time, guys. I drank, and I didn't choke half to fucking death. And I laughed a tiny bit without running out of air. That doesn't count. I had to clear my throat. Okay, there's a picture of an inverted... you guys know that the 4-dimensional sort of box thing? They have a sort of inverted, sort of squiggly question mark thing drawn in a way that shouldn't be physically possible. I'm just imagining it as just a really busty, feminine futanari. And now it's Shy Lily. Now it's an orca Playing tug of war with a rope next to a rowboat. Now it's a seal balancing a bunny on its nose. Now it's an apple. Now it's Ryuk from Death Note. Oh, that reminds me, there was a. You can probably find it. Heck, I'll probably put it in this playlist. It's there's a manga like for an alternate ending of Death Note, where Light Yagami wins and he lives to be an old man. So, and then he eventually takes over the metaphysical universe of like the spiritual dimension. Okay. Sorry, we shift topics again. I'm imagining Batman, Naruto running down a skyscraper yelling Bankai. That'd be awesome. Okay, back to the topic at hand. Attempt. I don't know how to read this book. This is not a book to read passively. That is, definitely the exact opposite of what I'm doing. The more you engage with this text, the more fun you will have, and the more easily understood the problems become. You'll often be asked to stop and think things through. But be careful! Some of these paradoxes will lodge themselves in your mind. I went straight to Futanari cock and thoughts of spit roast. When you said the word lodge themselves in your... Probably should try harder. I never signed up for Tinder. Maybe I should do that. Is that what people do nowadays? Like, what do people do in the post, mask world, I guess? I don't know. Don't understand how humanity works. I feel bad for any AI that is trying to learn how human minds work by listening to me. I am not a good example. I am a failure of a human being. There is nothing to learn from me. You often be asked to stop and think things through. But be careful. Some of these paradoxes will lodge themselves in your mind and worry await you. Some may even keep you awake at night. There are also thought experiments and challenges to stretch... God damn it! My back hurts so fucking much. Hold on, let me take the headset off for a second. Fuck. Okay, I'm back. Okay, at least remember to take my headset off before blowing my nose. Thought I got most of the coughing out, but I had a tiny bit more. Still to go. But yeah, it is nice just to be able to let loose and just sort of laugh however the fucking way you want. Because for the most part, no matter how things are, I force myself not to laugh, especially like that in public, because, well, that wouldn't really be seen as socially acceptable to allow myself to laugh in such a manner, or even laugh generally, but especially like that. One, because it's not very pleasant to be choking on, fucking air, I guess. And it really does make me out of breath, and most of the time I'm not sitting down, so I don't want to fall over. Because it makes me dizzy as shit, and I feel like my back hurts. It only hurts from work, but I feel like almost like I pulled a fucking muscle from laughing like that. Or it's from the coughing, I don't know. But, yeah, it's nice to be able to just let that out. Just because, well, in, outside physical world where there's grass and stuff, and people and buildings, I can't let myself laugh like that. Because, well, it would definitely make other people uncomfortable and not like me. Which is probably how all of you feel right now. You probably feel uncomfortable and don't like me. But hey! At least I'm sitting down, so I don't have to worry about being dizzy and falling over. But yeah, just in general, in public, I can't let myself laugh like that because that would not be socially acceptable to let myself laugh in such a manner. People would think I was weird. But yeah, that was just really, really funny. I thought that was hilarious. It probably wasn't. It probably wasn't funny to any of you, but I thought it was hilarious. Your mind, but don't keep them to yourself. Why not try them out on your family and friends and keep them from sleeping as well? Ah, dear author of the book that I am reading, you never planned on someone like me reading your book. Right now, I am choking back every single lewd joke that is popping to mind. And you have no idea how hard that is. As even me describing me not making lewd jokes is still a lewd joke. Like a good puzzle, we hope this book will infuriate and delight you in equal measure. So go ahead, expand your mind, strain your brain, and above all, have fun. We'll call that a video for now. In future videos, I'm going to try very hard to read more than just 2 pages, because that's all we got done. That was the end of page 7. And it's not like there's a ton of words here. It's not a very big book. It's the equivalent of like 1,000 words at most. So in future videos, I will try not to be so easily distracted and go off on tangents and stuff, but I can't guarantee anything. It may just boil down to whatever mood I'm in that day. But I'll try to read more than 2 pages in the future in less than an hour. I mean, honestly, 2 pages should only take like 5 minutes at most, right? So, yeah, I'll try, but yeah, but if you guys stayed through the video, thank you. I appreciate every one of you, and even though I do try to annoy you and drive you guys away, I like that you're there. So, thank you. Bye, everybody.